mother of the land. We are beautiful. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, hey. Ah, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, ah, hey, oh, hey, hey, hey. Akli kuku panate, akli kuku panate, aheyo, aheyo, oh hey, hey, hey. Okanagan song from the Okanagan Nation Alliance. I am Shona Lee Sparrow from the Spuckman Nation, the Silixon Territory, but I am married into the Musqueam community. My statlio is Martin Sparrow, and together we bring the interior Salish with the Salish, and we combine our teachings together, and we just learn and teach and love each other in a good way. So that's why I'm here today, to be able to bring a little bit of my husband and what he does, and a little bit of myself and what I do, and a little bit of what we do together. So I'm here to just share a little bit of ourselves with you today. So, Haichkasiyam. My husband and I, we actually currently now our boat, the Salish Selic, is out on the water. We named it Salish for my husband being Salish and myself being Salic. So we named our boat Salish Salic. So I have fish. We jarred this last weekend. We actually went fishing last weekend. It wasn't ourselves personally that went. It was the son, one of the Sparrow sons and the granddaughter. They went out and they went fishing. They brought it home, and Martin and I, we just started up our own little production crew, and we had, we clean the fish, we process it right away, and we make sure that the aunties are looked after, the elders are looked after, the brothers, the sisters, the moms, the dads, and we just make sure that everyone's looked after. And we let them know that if you don't get fish this round, we will think about you. Like, we're always processing fish. And as the fish is coming in, okay, this part of the family's been looked after. The brothers and the sisters have been looked after. Okay, let's get to the aunties. Let's get to the mom and dad. And then I have a couple cousins, right? So we go through a list. But nobody's forgotten. And if anyone's forgotten, they know that they could just pick up the phone, or somebody will let us know this person needs it. Martin will go around the community, and he'll for the canned springs, he'll go around the community and he'll bring them jars to the elders, to the ones that he knows that are missing the fish and that need the nutrients. So he'll go around to the community. Come fall time, we have a smokehouse in our backyard. Martin will smoke the fish right after Thanksgiving weekend. That's the weekend that we start, is Thanksgiving weekend. We open the doors and we smoke fish. When Martin smokes fish, that's one of the first things that he'll do is he'll, pre-COVID, he would bring it to the Elders Center and he would lay down on an 8-foot table a lot of the smoked salmon, and then he would tell the elders, take what you need, and then he'll offer the smoked fish every year. So last weekend, I was starting to peter out, so I actually called in my cousins, and I said, I need help. So they came in and they helped, and we were a big processing crew. So it's all about family helping family, and I know they need fish, and I know I need help. So we work together. So that's what we do. We work together, and I made sure that a case of fish went home to my auntie. So that's part of it, you know. It's part of who we are, you know, who we are. I'm a fisherwoman. Martin's a fisherman. So we live together great because I love fishing, you know. Like people in the community, they're just like, I can't believe how much fish you're processing. I'm like, I will process as much fish as I can because I love fish and it's in my blood. So it's just a part of me, right? So that's a part of what we do, and that will sustain us with our nutrients, with the omega, and is becoming like a real depletion of being able to get the fish. So we get what we can, and this year I'm really thankful for what we do have because I know that they had a landslide up in the interior, and that is really affecting our salmon. So there is no salmon this year. There is salmon, but it's illegal to catch it. So this year is springs. So normally we don't jar springs, but this year we're jarring springs, and I think everyone else in the Indigenous community is jarring springs because that's all there is. So that's what we do with our fish, you know, and we're still processing it. Even at the moment, our boat is out on the water right now. The connection with the family is health is number one, health and food. Health and food that all the tummies are filled and the freezers are filled and their jars are filled. That's important to have, and as well as a family coming together. We all have jobs. Like everybody has a job, you know. Martin and I, we own the boat, but we don't go out on the boat. But we ice the boat, we prepare the boat, we make sure everything is in running in safe order for our captain and our deckhands. And we make sure that they're fed, they're watered, that they have everything on the boat that they need. And then the fishermen come in, they go out on the boat, and they have that communication with us as well. How's it going? Where are you going? And then the father will communicate with the son, and he'll let him know, oh, this is where, you know, because Nathan grew up fishing with his father, just like Martin grew up fishing with his dad. And his dad grew up fishing with his dad, you know, so it's a thing. And now we have the granddaughter on the boat. So now she's learning. This is what to do. So we each have a job. So we prepare the boat. We have fishermen for the boat. We have the communications. And then there's a cleanup crew. And I'm part of that too. So then who's got to get the fish off the boat and who's got to look after it? You know, then that's where Martin and I come in. And then that's where the cousins come in, you know, and some of the brothers, the nephews, the nieces, you know. So that's where everybody comes in, and it's a busy season, but it's a good busy. It's a really good busy. We really enjoy it, you know. And then the communications with everyone else too. It's amazing. It's good to hear from everybody.
Cedar?
Sure.
So,
Okay. My cedar hat is made from an elder. It's one of Martin's dear friends, and she's an elder, Beatrice Akinga. She's from the Haida Gwaii. So this is a Haida Gwaii weave, so I really like her hats. So I really enjoy her and everything she does with cedar weaving. I'm going to talk about the set up front. The set up front is actually a collaboration. I was asked by a Cree lady to do some cedar weaving for her upcoming wedding, which is actually next weekend. And I thought, bringing back the old teachings, that it's great to be working with the cedar, because I myself personally go out and harvest the cedar with ethics, protocol, sustainability, laying down the tobacco, laying the prayers, and making sure all protocols are in place. The cedar that I gathered in the last year has been with the Squamish Nation, being invited. I was invited to be able to go harvest the cedar. So along that, I brought them each a small gift, a token of appreciation. And with the wedding party, I was asked to do several pieces, and I thought to myself, I think the thing to do is not to do it just for myself. I thought it would be good to bring in another cedar weaver, which is Rita Comps. She's a Musqueam cedar weaver, and she is amazing. And we kind of feed off each other's creativity. So I thought the right thing to do is to bring her in, and we could do it collaborative. Do a collaboration and do it together. And this way, I'm fishing, I'm doing my own things, I'm working a little bit at UBC Garden part-time, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I thought I really want to put the good energy and the good time in with another cedar weaver. So that's why I brought in Rita Comst, and Rita and we put this collaboration together. So we actually did the woven headband, and we added the rabbit fur with abalone all around. The red dyed roses are going to be the boutonnieres. That one's a work in progress, along with cedar headbands for the bridesmaids, cedar bracelets for the bridesmaids, and two little ones, which is red dyed cedar and red cedar. And on the bottom, I added Devil's Club, which was as well harvested from Squamish. So I put all of these little pieces together with a good heart and a good mind, and we added some copper too on some of the pieces. So we harvest. When we do harvesting, we get the invitation. We get the invitation. When we get the invitation, then we go. And we go when they want us to go. So we went with Squamish, and we prepared and we gathered the cedar. So this is what the cedar would look like, the second step, right? Because obviously you're going to have all of the bark, but you lay down the tobacco and you lay down the prayers before anything is done. And then, so we're just working on the little bits and pieces. I thought I'd do some cedar rope with the Devil's Club, and I have like little cedar roses. So I just kind of like learning. That's why I like doing the collaborations. I did take a class, and I have made a cedar hat, but it's out in Campbell River with my granddaughter, because the first, whatever you make of first, like you gift to somebody. So my first cedar hat went to my granddaughter, so it's out on Campbell River. So that's my desire, is to spend time with the cedar and to learn and just to become more familiar with the cedar.
Great, thank you for sharing that. The weaving as a craft, and then you're also weaving different nations, different families. Can you talk about like the symbology of weaving with all those different territories and families, and how that influences your work?
Sure. Like for myself, I'm Okanagan. And my cousin is Swapnik, and there's my cousin is Swapnik. My husband is Musqueam, and he has relatives. My husband has relatives with Squamish, and a lot of our legends and a lot of our stories are intertwined. And a lot of these stories and a lot of the legends are even told when we get together. So when we're invited, we often tell, stories about who we are and where we're from and what our stories are. And then when we're with the host nation, they share their stories, you know. So it's really interesting to hear their stories, and everything from the back roads to the back mountains to the little islands to the waters. You get to hear all the stories. So we're doing a lot of storytelling when we're actually out, and how the good work that we did with them is being passed in a good way into our community, just to let them know, you know, that it's already been used in a good way.